Question number 41. To accurately gauge the real-world adoption and productivity impact of Microsoft 365 Copilot post-deployment, which user activity metric is most indicative of active engagement? Option A, the total number of Copilot licenses assigned. Option B, the count of Power Automate flows created by Copilot. Option C, the number of prompts executed per user over time. Option D, the volume of data scanned by Microsoft per view. The correct answer is option C, the number of prompts executed per user over time. Prompts executed per user over time directly measures active engagement, reflecting how frequently users are actually interacting with Copilot in their daily workflows. Tracking this trend reveals genuine adoption patterns, identifies power users, and highlights departments where usage is declining or stagnating. The others are indirect or irrelevant. Licenses assigned measures provisioning, not usage. Power Automate flows created reflects automation activity rather than Copilot-specific engagement. And Purview data scanning volume measures compliance activity. None directly indicate how actively and consistently users are leveraging Copilot's capabilities. Question number 42. An administrator disables optional connected experiences across the organization to tighten security controls. What is the impact on a Copilot agent that was previously scheduled to run a data summary every Friday at 9 a.m.? Option A, the agent is deleted immediately and all schedules are lost. Option B, the existing scheduled run will continue until its configured end date. Option C, the agent enters a pause state and must be manually resumed. Option D, the schedule fails and triggers an error notification to the creator. The correct answer is option C. The agent enters a pause state and must be manually resumed. When optional connected experiences are disabled, Copilot agents that rely on these connections lose the ability to execute their scheduled task and enter a pause state, preserving the agent configuration and schedule intact, but halting execution until the setting is re-enabled or the agent is manually resumed by an administrator. The others are inaccurate. The agent is not deleted as configuration is preserved. The schedule doesn't continue running since the required connected experience is now blocked. And while the schedule fails, it enters a managed pause state rather than simply throwing an error notification. The key distinction being that the agent remains recoverable without reconfiguration. Question number 43. Users in sales department report that Copilot prompts in Excel are consistently failing with a generic error. Following troubleshooting best practices, what should the administrator investigate first? Option A, re-image the user's laptop. Option B, check the Microsoft 365 Service Health dashboard. Option C, review audit logs and verify if DLP or sensitivity labels are blocking actions. Option D. Instruct all users to reinstall Microsoft 365 apps. The correct answer is option B. Check the Microsoft 365 Service Health Dashboard. The Microsoft 365 Service Health Dashboard is always the correct first step when multiple users experience consistent failures simultaneously. It quickly identifies whether there is an active service incident, degradation, or outage affecting Copilot in Excel, eliminating the need for unnecessary user-level troubleshooting. The others skip proper triage. Reviewing DLP and sensitivity labels is a valid secondary step if service health is normal. Re-imaging laptops and reinstalling Microsoft 365 apps are disruptive last resort action that waste significant time and resources. Following troubleshooting best practices always means ruling out service-wide issues before investigating individual configuration or devices. Question number 44. An administrator in a region where the Describe tab is not available need to create a new Copilot agent. How can they still define the agent's goal, instructions, and capabilities? Option A. They must wait for Microsoft to enable the feature in the region. Option B. They can use the Configure tab to manually build the agent. Option C. They can only duplicate an existing agent created elsewhere. Option D. The system will automatically generate an agent based on the team's SharePoint usage. The correct answer is option B. They can use the Configure tab to manually build the agent. The Configure tab in Copilot Studio provides a manual interface where administrator can directly define the agent's name, goal, system, instruction, knowledge sources, and capabilities, serving as the full alternative to the Describe tab's conversational setup experience, regardless of regional availability. The others are incorrect. Waiting for regional rollout is unnecessary when a full alternative already exists. Duplicating an existing agent is a workaround that doesn't allow defining a purpose-built agent from scratch, and automatic SharePoint-based generation is not a feature that exists in this context. The Configure tab is the deliberate, full capable alternative path. Question number 45. In the agent creation lead experience, which tab provides granular control over elements like the agent's system instruction, the specific actions it can take, like creating a list item, and the knowledge sources, like SharePoint sites it can query? Option A. The Describe tab. Option B. The Publish tab. Option C. The Monitor tab. Option D. The Configure tab. The correct answer is option D. The Configure tab. The Configure tab provides granular control over all core agent components, system instruction defining behavior, specific action the agent can execute, such as creating list items, and knowledge sources like designated SharePoint sites it can query, making it the detailed builder interface within the agent creation experience. The others serve different purposes. The Describe tab offers a conversational, high-level setup experience without granular control. The Publish tab manages deployment and sharing settings, and the Monitor tab tracks agent performance and uses analytics. None provide the detailed configuration control that the Configure tab delivers. Question number 46. When configuring a Copilot agent's knowledge retrieval, which orchestration mode uses an intelligent filtering process to select the most relevant information from potentially many connected sources before generating an answer? Option A, linear orchestration. Option B, static orchestration. Option C, generative orchestration. Option D, sequential orchestration. The correct answer is option C, generative orchestration. Generative orchestration uses an intelligent, AI-driven filtering process to dynamically evaluate and select the most relevant information from multiple connected knowledge sources before generating a response. Adapting its retrieval strategy based on the nature of each query rather than following a fixed path. The others don't accurately describe this capability. Linear and sequential orchestration imply a fixed, step-by-step processing order, and static orchestration suggests predetermined, unchanging retrieval rules. None employ the intelligent, context-aware filtering that generative orchestration applies across multiple knowledge sources dynamically. Question number 47. A team wants to use a single, comprehensive 150-page product specification PDF as the primary knowledge source for the support agent. What is a potential performance trade-off to consider? Option A, the agent will be unable to index any part of the document. Option B, the document must be split into exactly 50 smaller files first. Option C, agent response times may increase due to the larger retrieval scope. Option D, the agent will automatically create a one-paragraph summary of the entire file. The correct answer is option C. Agent response times may increase due to the larger retrieval scope. When a large document like a 150-page PDF is used as the knowledge source, the agent must search and retrieve relevant sections across a significantly larger retrieval scope before generating a response, directly impacting response latency, particularly for complex or broad queries requiring cross-document reasoning. The others are inaccurate. Large PDFs can be indexed. There is no mandatory 50-file splitting requirement, and the agent doesn't automatically generate a one-paragraph summary of the entire document. The key performance trade-off is simply that larger knowledge sources introduce retrieval overhead that can measurably increase response times. Question number 48. A project coordinator with contribute permissions on a SharePoint site tries to create a Copilot agent for that site, but receives an error. What is the minimum permission level they need on the site to successfully create an agent? Option A, read. Option B, contribute. Option C, edit. Option D, design. The correct answer is option C, edit. Edit permission is the minimum level required on a SharePoint site to successfully create a Copilot agent. It grants the necessary rights to create, modify, and configure agent components tied to that site, going beyond the read and contribute access the coordinator currently holds. The others are insufficient. Read only allows viewing content. Contribute allows adding and editing list items, but lacks the broader site-level modification rights needed for agent creation. And design, while sufficient, exceeds the minimum requirement, making edit the precise least privilege permission level needed. Question number 49. During the development of a customer-facing FAQ agent, the team runs several test conversations, tweaks the instruction, and tests again. Why is this iterative process critical for success? Option A. It is required to pass Microsoft Security Certification. Option B. It helps progressively refine the agent's accuracy and usefulness. Option C. It automatically generates training data for Microsoft's model. Option D. It reduces the monthly licensing cost for the agent. The correct answer is option B. It helps progressively refine the agent's accuracy and usefulness. Iterative testing and refinement is critical because each test cycle reveals gaps in instructions, unexpected responses, or missing knowledge sources, allowing the team to progressively improve the agent's accuracy, tone, and relevance before deploying it to real customers, directly determining the quality of the end user experience. The others are incorrect. No Microsoft Security Certification requires iterative testing. Test conversations are not used to train Microsoft's foundation model, as Microsoft commits to not using customer data for model training, and testing cycles have no effect on monthly licensing cost. The sole value of iteration is continuously improving agent performance and reliability. Question number 50. The documented agent approval workflow outlines a process for managing agent deployment within an organization. Which of the following stages is part of the core approval decision-making process, as opposed to a subsequent implementation step? Option A. Deployment to production. Option B. Performance monitoring. Option C. Review by stakeholders. Option D. User acceptance testing. The correct answer is option C. Review by stakeholders. Review by stakeholders is a core approval decision-making stage. It is where designated reviewers evaluate the agent's purpose, capabilities, instructions, and compliance with organizational policies to make an explicit approve or reject decision before any deployment occurs. The others are subsequent implementation steps. Deployment to production occurs after approval is granted. Performance monitoring happens post-deployment to track live usage, and user acceptance testing validates functionality after deployment. None involve the actual governance decision, of whether the agent should be approved for organizational use in the first place.